I've gotten a wide variety of different business credit cards over the years. And out of all the ones that you just saw, these are the only two that I've actually gotten with my LLC and EIN. All of the other ones I actually applied for just as me, an individual. And so I'm going to reveal to you the weird tricks that anybody can use to acquire business credit cards, even if you don't have a business. Let's begin by answering all the burning questions that I know you have, and then I'll walk you through a live business credit card application so you know how to fill it out. Can you get a business credit card if you don't have a corporation, LLC, etc.? Yes, you can apply as an individual, which is what they will call a sole proprietor on the application. That's how I got the majority of the business cards that I have today. Can you get a business credit card if you don't have an EIN? Yes, you can use your SSN instead. Again, that's the same technique that I used. Can you get a business credit card without owning a business? Yes, if you earn money independently from your day job, you may qualify. And here's a nice long list, by no means is it comprehensive, of example opportunities of how you may be able to earn some extra income outside of your day job, whether it's driving for a rideshare company, delivering food, tutoring, photography, web design, all the way over to blogging, selling baked goods, being a property manager, so on and so forth. There are so many ways out there to make extra income, and it does not even have to be a significant amount to qualify for a business credit card. The most important thing is that you just do something or intend to do something that will generate that revenue. And if you're wondering what I meant by intend, that just leads us to our next and final question here up front. Can you get a business credit card if you haven't made any money yet? Well, it's definitely possible. Some banks may give approval even if you're pre-revenue. One example where this does not hold true is with American Express. You can see here, I tried to type in 0 for the annual business revenue on the application, and they gave me the error that said that the annual business revenue must contain at least 4 digits. What's the lowest 4-digit number that you can think of? Well, that'll be $1,000. So Amex requires 1,000 or more to be put on the application, whereas with Chase over here, I typed in $0 for the annual business revenue, and there was no problem whatsoever. And if you ask me, this looks like the perfect opportunity to now switch over to a live application for a business credit card. So let's switch on over, and I'll walk you through step by step how to apply and what I would fill out in each of the main sections. All right, so the application that I've pulled up here is for the Chase Inc. Business Cash, which I actually have myself right here. And I'm going to apply for it using the same methods that I used when I originally got this card. So scrolling down, the first section is personal info. And the first question is the authorizing officer title. For me, as the owner of my own business, you as the owner of yours, I would just choose owner for this. Then for the majority of the remaining parts of personal info, that's going to be pretty much personal or unique to you. Your first name, middle name is optional, last name, if you have a suffix to your name at all, date of birth, mother's maiden name, and then we have tax ID type here. This will be pretty much social security number for most of you. This is not where you put your EIN if you have one. We'll discuss that later. Again, we're in the personal info section of the business application, so they need to know who you are as the owner. I would choose SSN, type your SSN number right here in the field to the right. Address is again your home address. There are fields for the street, suite, apartment, or other, zip code, city, state, email, and phone number. Again, personal stuff here. And then we'll go down to your gross annual income. Not business revenue, just put your gross annual income. If you want to know what's included or what's not, there's a little I for info here to tell you more about it, plus some additional text here that you can read over about the things that you can add to make that number as big as you can. So that's all the stuff that you're pretty much used to on a regular personal credit card application. Moving down further, here's where the differences lie with business info. First part here is legal business structure. There are a few different options that you can choose from. If you're just an individual by yourself, you want to choose sole proprietorship. If you actually have an LLC or something like that, then great, choose that. Underneath that, we have business legal name. More info here as well. And it tells you if you're a sole proprietor, it can be your actual personal legal name. So if you don't have something like Mark Reese's Marketing Enterprises, for example, I would just put Mark Reese here, for example, or my actual legal name, first name is Jeffrey. So you can go first last or just first middle last. Either way is totally fine. And you notice to the right of this, it says your desired business name on the card. So if I wanted to do Jeffrey Mark Reese, but on the card itself, just have first, last, I can edit that field so they can be a little bit different. They will actually come, let's see if I can cover this up for you and not show you my account number, with two different line items. So there's Jeffrey M. Reese and Jeffrey Mark Reese. That's how I set up this card when I applied, so they can be a little bit distinct. That way I know which line's which. Now, have you ever Googled your name or email and been shocked to see your personal information available to anyone searching? There are companies called data brokers that collect and sell your information to spammers, scammers, hackers, or anyone who may want to target you. Your name, home address, health records, relatives, what you buy, it's all out there for anyone to find and buy. Your information floating around the web can put you at risk, especially during tax season when scammers are known to file fraudulent claims with your readily available personal information. Last year, the IRS flagged 2.4 million tax returns with refunds totaling roughly $3.8 billion for possible identity theft, which is one of the many reasons why I've been a longtime user of Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura monitors the web 24/7 to see which data brokers are selling my information and then automatically submits requests on my behalf to remove me from these lists. Cleaning up my information not only reduces the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use this information to help them access my social media accounts, bank accounts, or other sensitive information. With Aura, you also get credit monitoring, antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft monitoring and insurance, and more, all in a single app at one affordable price. You might already have one or a few of these tools, but not having all of them is like locking the front door but leaving the back door wide open. Protect yourself and don't get scammed this tax season. Go to aura.com/markreese to start your 2-week free trial. Also linked below in the description. Keep scrolling down. Does your business use another name, like a trade name, assumed name, or doing business as, or a DBA name? At the time, I was not, so I chose no. If you have one, you would know you filed the application for it, you have your DBA, you would add it here. If you don't have one, not a problem, choose no. Underneath that, the tax ID type, EIN, ITIN, or SSN. If you have an EIN as an individual, which you can apply for, or one for your LLC, then choose that option. If you don't, choose Social Security number. Then off to the right-hand side, you'll be able to type in your SSN again here. So some applications with different banks might have you type it once for the personal section and then again for the business section. Just basically copy and paste it right on in there, no problem there. Moving down further, is your business's physical address the same as your personal address? For me, the answer is yes, but if you choose no, then you have an option to expand and put your business address there. So I'll choose yes, then all those fields will go away. Number of employees. This one confuses a lot of people and the actual answer can vary from one application to another. So with Chase here, they usually tell you, enter the number of all additional employees, not including yourself. Enter 0 if you're the only employee. So if you're a business of 1 with Chase, you want to put 0. With American Express and perhaps some other issuers, they might want you to put 1. So just read what it says. Business phone number. If that's the same as your cell phone number or home landline, put that there as well. It's okay if you don't have a business line specifically. Let's keep moving down here. Business established date. You need month and year. So if you are intending to start your business soon here and you're still pre-revenue, that's cool. Put, for example, something very recent. If you've been doing some business on the side for some time, just put, for example, like 06, and they want the year in 4 digits. So let's put slash and then 2021 or whatever it is for you. That's fine there. Annual business revenue. If you type in $0, Chase will accept that. So pre-rev is totally fine with Chase. Of course, if you're able to put a more substantial figure, that will likely improve your chances of approval, not guarantee them, but Chase, of course, wants to see your overall financial situation. We've done income personally earlier, which is very important, but if you have some revenue, say 15,000 bucks or something from online sales, put whatever it is for you here. We then have what's called business category to give Chase an idea of how it's all classified. If it does not match exactly, which it rarely does for me, that's totally okay as well. Choose the options that best represent what you do. So for instance, there are a lot of things here, so read them over. Perhaps you're in finance and insurance, then you have a subtype under that broader category. So then we could have, for example, insurance carriers, agency, brokerage, insurance activity, depositories, whatever it is. I'll put mortgage banking down here. And then we have business subtype. We can just say, let's do payment systems. Again, this is just telling Chase how or in which sector you operate, and your NAICS code right here will auto-populate, so you don't have to go look that up, which is really nice. So that will change based on your previous 3 selections. The last form field here for estimated monthly spend, this is an optional field, I believe, with Chase. Tell us the average monthly amount you would charge to this card. If we put, let's see, $0, does not give me an error, so perhaps you could do that. Can we leave it blank? Maybe, maybe not. I would just put something kind of small, whatever you estimate it to be for your low end of your spend. I don't really have any data to suggest high, medium, or low numbers will influence your approval odds. I have no idea, but just be as truthful as you can with that based on your projected revenue and spend figures. Would you like to add any employee cards? That's the business version of an authorized user. So for me, that's a no. You'll then have the option to go paperless to receive your statements via email and on your online dashboard. I usually opt into that. That works well for me. If you want something in the mail, then choose no, and they'll send you the physical envelope in the mail. Following that, we've got pricing and terms. Of course, look these over. It's not too long, but just good to be aware of all the terms of your product. And then as you move down to the final certifications, read over these, which is basically what you're agreeing to. You'll then say that you've read and agreed to the above statements, and finally submit your application. So as you can see, it's pretty much just like a personal application with a few extra fields regarding the business stuff. So to give you a little bit of a summary here of the main parts that were different and applying to the business here, here's a nice summary screen of all of the main things in terms of what they ask for and then what you want to select as your answer. Of course, this is just a sample in what I would do for the majority of applications. When I say, for instance here, for legal business structure, sole proprietorship, if you actually have a partnership or an LLC or something like that, then actually put that. But this summary here is more for sole proprietors and how I would go about filling out the application. If you're just you by yourself as an individual, of course, just customize this to really fit your situation, your business, and what is going to best represent you on the application. And I actually saved one more question here for the very end, which is why bother with business credit cards at all? Let me give you 5 good reasons. The first one here is that you can obtain more welcome offers. Some of the business credit cards out there have some of the biggest offers available, also many with higher spend requirements, but if you can meet them with your regular spend, then it's a great opportunity to get way more cash back or points and miles in your account for future trips and savings. Number 2 is to build stronger card setups and overall strategies. That's because a lot of business credit cards have reward multipliers that personal credit cards don't. For instance, you might have some that cover utilities or advertising or other things that you don't have on your personal Chase or Amex cards. And together, especially if they earn the same type of rewards, you might be able to pool all the rewards together in one spot to really accelerate your earnings. Number 3 is pretty obvious, to separate your business from your personal expenses. When it comes time to file your taxes with the government, having everything separate with unique statements is very, very helpful. It makes accounting very clean, makes your world and your accountant's world way simpler too. So that's just pretty much common sense. Number 4, to obtain what I call invisible credit. This is awesome, so pay very close attention. What I mean by invisible credit is that business credit cards usually do not show up on your personal credit report. So opening the account and or having a high utilization on that account has no effect on your personal credit score. Furthermore, focusing on business credit cards can help you stay below the Chase 524 rule. This is also due to the nature of them being invisible credit cards on your personal report. If Chase can't see that you have them, then they can't count them against you when it comes time to apply for a Chase card. Stated differently, let's say you're 424, you go in to apply for a Chase card. Let's say it's a Chase Inc. business card, and then you get approved, you're still 424 after, because again, that newly opened business card won't count against you because it won't even appear. Lastly, be aware that as you apply for small business credit cards, most of them will pull your personal credit report. So when you see that hard inquiry show up, don't worry, that's totally normal. The account itself will not appear on your personal credit report. And again, your utilization of that new card won't affect you either. Lastly, when it comes to the credit score required for getting approvals for those business credit cards, that can vary widely from one bank to another, from one product to another, and even from one credit profile to another. So I don't have one answer to give you, but you want to have your score as high as possible, of course, because a lot of business credit cards, again, they do pull your personal credit when you apply, so you want to have that in tip-top shape. For that reason, you want to watch this next video that shows you the 5 steps to get the highest score you possibly can before you apply. I'll see you over there.